कुरु जांगला
संप्राप्त कुरु जांगला
उन्मत्त मूक जड़वान विचरन गज सावय कथम आलक्षित पौरे संप्राप्त कुरु जांगला उन्मत्त मूक जड़वान विचरन गज सावय कथम
कथमालक्षित पौरे संप्राप्त कुरु जांगला उन्मत्त मुख जड़वान विचरन गज सावय
कथम आलक्षित पौरे संप्राप्त कुरु जांगला उन्मत्त मुख जड़वान
विचरन गज सावय कथमालक्षित पौरे संप्राप्त कुरु जांगला उन्मत्त मुख जड़वान विचरन गज सावय
कथम how alakshita recognized pauraya by the citizens samprapta reaching kuru jangalan the kuru jangala provinces unmatta mad mad muka dumb jadava stunted vicharan wandering gajasavay astinapur. Translation and purport by His Grace Divine Srila Prabhupada ki. How was he, Srila Sukadeva, the son of Vyas, recognized by the citizens when he entered the city of Astinapur, now Delhi, after wandering in the provinces of Kuru and Jangala, appearing like a madman, dumb and retarded? Purport. The present city of Delhi was formerly known as Hastinapura because it was first established by King Hasti. Goswami Sukadev, after leaving his paternal home, was roaming like a madman, and therefore it was very difficult for citizens to recognize him in his exalted position. A sage is not therefore recognized by sight but by hearing. One should approach a sadhu or great sage not to see but hear him. If one is not prepared to hear the words of a sadhu, there is no profit. Sukadeva Goswami was a sadhu who could speak on transcendental activities of the Lord. He did not satisfy the whims of ordinary citizens. He was recognized when he spoke on the subject of Bhagavatam, and he never attempted the jugglery like magician. Outwardly, he appeared to be the retarded, dumb, and madman, but in fact, he was the most elevated transcendental personality. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमो तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for today's Bhagavatam class. I seek blessings of all the Vaishnavas and devotees so that I can speak for the glorification of the Lord and for my purification. Please forgive me if I commit any offenses, knowingly or unknowingly. So in the earlier verse, in this chapter, this is the second question is asked by Shaunaka Rishi to Suta Goswami. In this chapter, the first question was when, where, how and on whose inspiration did Vyasadeva compile Srimad Bhagavatam, which has been already answered. So this particular verse has lot of learnings for us. So I'll repeat the verse again. Katam alakshita paure samprapta kurujangalan unmatta mukha jadavar vicharan gajasavai. So here Sukadeva Goswami has been termed as unmatta, mad, mukha and jadavar. So he was like wandering in the provinces of Kuru and Jangala. So the question is how Srila Sukadeva Goswami was recognized by the citizens when he entered Hastinapur after wandering in the provinces of Kuru and Jangala, appearing like a madman and dumb and retarded. So in this, the purport of this verse, Srila Prabhupada mentioned few important things, like Goswami Sukadeva was, after leaving his paternal home, was roaming like a madman, and therefore it was very difficult for the citizens to recognize. The reason he has given is he was in an exalted position. So another very important thing which is a learning for us, he has mentioned, is sage is not recognized by sight but by hearing. In Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada has mentioned a well-dressed fool cannot be identified unless he speaks. So the importance is given to speech. Speech is one of the most important quality of any man or a devotee. So like a rich man has symptoms by which he is known as rich. Similarly, a deceased man has his symptoms by which known as deceased. Similarly, sages are recognized by their speech, not by their appearance. So Prabhupada says one should approach a sadhu or great sage to not see him, but hear him. But yes, exactly, the seeing is required for his blessings, but the hearing is very important, and hearing from is important, and hearing from is like the transcendental activities of the Lord. So the another point which Prabhupada mentioned is if one is not prepared to hear the words of a sadhu, there is no profit. So like there is no, Prabhupada mentioned that it is a loss for us because we have a lot of advantages by hearing a sadhu. And also he mentions that Sukadeva Goswami was a sadhu who could speak on transcendent activities of the Lord and did not specify any whims of ordinary citizens. And he was recognized when he spoke on the subject of Bhagavatam. And he never attempted jugglery like a magician. So another point, the last one he is mentioned, outwardly he appeared to be a retarded, dumb madman, but he was the most elevated transcendental personality. So Sukadeva Goswami didn't come out of his mother's womb for long time. In fact, he didn't want to come out. The reason is he was knowing the condition of the material world. What is the condition of material world? Dukkhalayam ashvasvatam, the place of suffering and full of miseries. Srila Sukadeva Goswami was a liberated soul, and thus he remained and he was aloof, so always alert, not to be trapped by the illusionary energy of Maya. So Sukadeva Goswami stayed in mother's womb for 16 years and comfortably, instead of like us 9 months. So here mentioned comfortably because like once Radha Swami Maharaj was explaining, we have a lot of complaints with all comfortable. So we all know how to, and 9 months as how it is explained in the position in the womb. So he stayed for 16 years only he don't want to get trapped by the Maya. For this condition, he stayed in the womb for 16 years. And he was self-realized even before his appearance. That means he is Brahman realized. And Brahman realization means he was aware of the condition of the material nature and also aware of the spiritual reality, but he was not aware of the transcendental activities. So he was not Krishna conscious at that time. So although in the material world everyone is born in ignorance, Sukadeva Goswami was an exception. So Vyasdev and his wife Bitika pleaded him that you please come out of the womb, and they are assured that you won't be affected by the condition of the material nature. But Sukadeva Goswami said, who will accept your assurance? So then as they asked, whose assurance? He mentioned that I want an assurance of the person who controls Maya. So who controls Maya? The Lord Krishna. So as they approached Lord Krishna, he went to Dwarka. That time Krishna was in Dwarka and he requested him. Then Krishna came and he assured Sukadeva Goswami, and Sukadeva Goswami appeared on the assurance of Lord Krishna that he will not be entangled or trapped by the Mayas. Okay. During the interaction of Lord Krishna and Sukadeva, he found his voice is so sweet, so he mentioned so he named him as Sukha. So his namkaran is done as Sukha in the womb itself. Sukha is like Sukadeva Goswami in his earlier birth, he was a parrot. He is not an ordinary parrot in the name of Sukha. He was a personal parrot of Srimati Radharani, and he was a messenger. So he was carrying messages to Krishna. So Sukadeva Goswami left home as soon as he appeared. So he in fact neglected the request of Vyasdev and his wife Bitika. So Vyasdev requested him, please don't leave, please stay back. So, but he didn't listen to their request. So Vyasdev followed him, and when he was roaming in the forest, he was heard the Krishna Katha of some of his disciples, and then Vyasdev made him understand that Brahman realization is not the ultimate realization. Krishna consciousness is the ultimate realization, and then he brought him back. Then subsequently Vyasdev gave him a transcendental knowledge, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is an ultimate essence or aspect and ultimate stage of spiritual realization. So the important thing is, at an age of 16, Sukadev Goswami is sitting on Vyasasana in the assembly of the great sages like Narad Muni, Vyasdev, Vasishtha Muni, Bharadwaj Muni, and Gautam Muni, and delivered Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj at Naimisharanya for 7 days continuously, and he delivered Parikshit Maharaj. So all these personal munis, they honored him and they accepted him. And Srila Sukadeva Goswami was called as Paramhamsa. So we address Hamsa, the Hamsa is Lord, Lord. So I think once Ramanujacharya was having a loving conversation with the Supreme Lord Ranganath in Sri Ranga. So he addressed Lord Ranga and he called Lord Ranga as your Hamsa. He called Lord as your Hamsa because your Lord is called as Hamsa because of the 3 qualities which Lord has. The word Hamsa comes from Sangasya Hanta. So what is the first quality? Now, Ham means cut off. Sa means wrong understanding one has. So Hamsa means one who cuts off wrong understanding that one has. So this is the first quality. One who cuts the wrong understanding that one has. Like when we were being introduced, or when you come to Krishna consciousness, before coming to Krishna consciousness, we have different understandings. But when the sages, after hearing from Bhagavatam or from our gurus, our misunderstanding has been cut off. Second is Asati iti Amsa. You have a beautiful smile. The Lord has a beautiful smile. The third quality is Manorama Gacchati iti Hamsa. You have a pleasing or beautiful walk. The walk of a god, Rama, in Ramayana it is explained, Lord walks like 5 animals. The first is bull. He has a pride walk of a bull. The second is elephant. He has a royal walk of an elephant. And third is tiger. He has an angry walk of a tiger. The fourth is lion. He has a majestic walk of a lion. And fifth is snake. He has a speedy walk of lion. Snake. It is mentioned that actually swans are not called Hamsa before. It is called Hansa because of 3 qualities of Lord. So Hamsa has a special quality that it know how to extract milk from the water. And it has a beautiful smile and it has a beautiful walk. So Lord Ranganatha reciprocated to Ramanujacharya that I may be Hamsa, but you are Paramahamsa. You are doing more than that. So what it means? That means Paramahamsas are one who get rid of our ignorance, unwanted things, and shows us the path of transcendental knowledge to us. So similarly, Sukadeva Goswami was also a Paramahamsa. So in Bhagavatam, we have some personalities like Sukadeva Goswami. The one is King Rishabdev, second Jadabhara, and Prahlad Maharaj came across in Avadut, and Parikshit Maharaj. So if you see Rishabdev, he was the head of king of all and emperors. He renounced the kingdom and became an Avaduta. And he acted like a madman only for the purpose of to teach us and yogis to detach from the material desire and get attached to the Supreme Lord. Jadabharata was once the king of Bharatvash, And in the last stage, he was, if you know, that he was carrying a pallaki of a king. So he was king of Bharatvash, then he had become a deer because of an attachment in the last stage of a deer, and then he became a Brahmana, and he was in, like, got rid of, like, all is renounced. The teaching from Jadabharata is how to get detached from the material desire, his humility, the path of spiritual realization through renunciation and devotion. So, Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita was in chapter 18 and verse 54, he was mentioning Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. That means one who attains the Brahma Bhuta state and is transcendently situated, realizes the Supreme Brahman, becomes fully joyful, prasanna. Na sochati, na kankshati. That means he never laments or desire to have anything. We in the material condition are always laments for what we lost and we hanker for what we want. And sama sarva sarveshu bhuteshu. He treats every living entity as equal without differentiation. So ultimately, by this, the mat bhaktim labate param. He attains a pure devotional service unto me. So in the material world, we conditioned soul were engaged in sense enjoyment. So we are like, even though we know that we may not be get sense enjoyment, but still we are engaged in sense enjoyment. And we are trying to be enjoyed, or we are trying to enjoy. Then what happens? Then we suffer. So we know that we cannot enjoy. This is because of the effect of false ego. So what is false ego? So I am the enjoyer, and we feel that we are the enjoyer. And in turn, our intelligence, where we feel Lord, the Master. So intelligence, but because of our intelligence, we have different plans how to enjoy, when to enjoy. So we will find ways and means of enjoyment. In this way, our mind get trapped in Maya or illusion energy. So here, the conditioned soul, mentioned as an observer, drishta. It is drishta, seeing. Maya's creation is observed. It is drishya or scenery.